Hey everyone, I'm Pushpesh Prashant back to in front of you all, and today I'm gonna talk about Chandrayaan 2, India's lunar mission that's gonna take place it's almost on its way to destination to reach moon on September 17, and it will enter moon's orbit on 20th of August, that is after 2 days only. So, what's the history behind it, and what's the meaning of this space program as far as the scientific discoveries of India is concerned, or the whole world is concerned? So let me take a short note of it. Hope you guys all enjoy it. So Chandrayaan means it's a Sanskrit word, and Chandra stand for moon, and Yan stand for craft. That is the Chandra craft, like moon's craft. It's all about the ISRO. ISRO was started in 1969 by the very renowned scientists from all across India. And it was a time when the USA and USSR was sending men to moon, like Apollo missions were going on. At that time in 1969, ISRO scientists started the very struggling and very hard working this organization. They used to bring the payloads on bullock carts. We still have the pictures that shows how much determination they had to put in this welfare and development of this organization. From 1969 onwards, the journey started with lot of struggle, and today it has gone far beyond. From 2008, the Chandrayaan 1 was launched. 2014, we launched Mangalyaan, that is MOM, Mars Orbiter mission. We also launched 104 satellites together, which included many of the foreign satellites also. So we can say that once ISRO, who was very lacking behind in terms of space technology, is now leading and is in race with many of the developed nations and space agencies like NASA of USA, Roscosmos of USSR, that is Russia, Chinese Space Agency, Japan Space Agency, and then comes the ISRO. These 4 to 5 space organizations are very much developed and are at the top in the list of the space organizations around the world. But when it comes to the cost of the missions, ISRO takes the lead. ISRO is the champion in that because we invest very little, and we give output a very lot than the other space agencies. For compared to NASA, they sent their spacecraft to moon, that was a very huge budget, and many of the editorial columns also blamed NASA that they have emptied their lockers and so. But ISRO, it was very cheap to send as far as like Chandrayaan 1 is concerned or Mars Orbiter mission is concerned. They use very little and they give very much more. The budget of MOM was, that is Mars Orbiter mission, was very less than compared to the Hollywood budget of Gravity. So now coming to Chandrayaan 2. This mission was planned by the Indian government in 2007, and in 2008 Chandrayaan 1 was accomplished, and at the same time they were planning for Chandrayaan 2 also. So in 2007 all the manuscript was prepared, and how to get there was also discussed among the scientists. It is to be seen that in 2008 only it was decided that by 2009, 10, 11 or most probably 13, we will be able to send Chandrayaan 2 back to the moon with a lander, rover and orbiter. But the lander that was necessary came into effect, that the Russia was going to prepare, but then it cancelled that because it wasn't able to develop that. The mission that was going to launch in before 2013 actually delayed till 2015, that Roscosmos, the Russian space agency, said that it won't be able to make it. So in 2015 only the ISRO scientists take the responsibility in their own hands, and they decided to make their own lander. So this Chandrayaan 2, that is very auspicious mission of ISRO, is divided into 3 parts. The main rocket that is being carried out by GSLV Mark III, that is called the Bahubali of India's rocket launch, because it's very heavy. It can carry the payload of almost 4 to 5 tons, and GSLV Mark III, it's divided into 3 parts. The main spacecraft, the main part that will go to moon is divided in 3 parts. That is named as lunar orbiter, that will orbit around the moon. And then lunar rover, that's called Pragyan. Then lunar lander, that's called Vikram. It should be known that the lander will the Vikram lander will actually uh, take around 14 days, that is one lunar day, around the moon in the south pole region where no country has went before. The orbital will orbit around the moon for the next 1 year, and it will collect many important information about the moon. And the lander will surely it will be a soft landing on the south pole of the moon where no country has before went there. It is should be also be noted that India will become the fourth country, only after USA, Russia, and China, to land on the moon, and therefore the third world country, that is India, which is very weak in terms of the per capita income and many other aspects, will lead a next step forward to becoming the very young and very cheap budget spacecraft to land on the moon. This spacecraft was about to launch on 15th of July, but the mission was aborted just 56 minutes before the takeoff of the spacecraft, because the thing was that while filling the cryogenic engine fuel, that is helium, was being filled, then certainly a snag was detected and the mission was aborted. But it was the very intention and very hard work of the scientists that 7 days after that, 22nd of July, they overcome all the challenges and the spacecraft was fit to take off from the Earth. So 22nd July it took off from the Earth, and it took 4 orbits around the Earth, and now it is heading towards the moon. It will enter on 20th of August in the lunar orbit, where the orbiter will be detached from the main craft, and then the lander will land on the south pole of the moon on 20th of August. On the same day, our Prime Minister Narendra Modi will accompany ISRO scientists, including the head K. Sivan, for in this glorious occasion, like he did the last time on in the time of Mars orbiter mission. Now, looking forward, ISRO has many other options to look in future, like it will send its own another spacecraft to sun around the sun, that is Aditya L1 in 2020. It has plans to send its own space station like before, and it plans to send the astronauts from India as well before 2022, that is when we will complete 75th Independence Day. Before that, the Prime Minister has actually made he has taken promise from the ISRO scientists that they will be sending astronauts to the space, and also India will have its own space station that will be comparatively small than the International Space Station, but having one of its own, like China is having or the ISS is having. It is a matter of pride. And for the Gaganyaan mission, like sending astronauts to moon, the center has already approved 10,000 crore rupees, and after that, which will be accompanied by the mission of having a space station, then the astronauts will plan the docking mission from that space station. So many of these missions are pending, and that all depends are in sequence. So one after the other, hope that the ISRO scientists will keep on accompanying or accomplishing the mission, so that India will have a greater future in terms of the space race that is currently happening. Many of the private companies like Blue Origin, SpaceX, and many of them have already come into race. So it's high time for India to realize that in future it's not gonna be only about the research or satellites or military use of the space around us. It's also finding another planets and another habituals of the habitations for the human beings on Mars or moons or any other planet. So all the best to ISRO scientists, and all the best to the countrymen of India to help and support this team. I as an Indian feel proud to make this video about Chandrayaan 2 and about the ISRO scientists, and myself also want to join ISRO in future. See you in future, guys, with more interesting videos. Hope you guys all like this video. If you like this video, please don't forget to subscribe my channel Pushpesh Prashant, and like this video, comment and share this video all around your friends. See you next time. Jai Hind.